been here before, you've tasted this, but what does it mean to taste it with a whole bunch of new guys around you now?
You know, this is a new year with new players and a new label on ourselves, so we just wanted to come out and bring a new identity, and, you know, we did that tonight.
Was your heart in your throat a little bit watching that last shot at the end for Wichita State?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we experienced something like that earlier in the year, and, you know, we didn't want a three-pointer at the end of the game, you know, to go into overtime, so we're just glad he missed it to, you know, to advance.
Coach gave you guys a card, said own today. How did you wind up owning tonight?
Just showing resolve. You know, they made a huge run in the second half. You know, they're playing with confidence, and we just battled, and, you know, we ended up winning. And that's the great thing about this team. You know, we're never going to give up.
Quit sweating on my microphone. Go enjoy this win.
Sorry.
Well, I talked to Gorgui Dieng about what makes him such a good shot blocker, and he said, look, having a 7'6" wingspan certainly helps make it easier to block shots, but it's all about the timing. He said, I've got to stay on my feet. Shot blockers love to go for those shot fakes, and he's getting better at it. We're playing with a couple of fouls now, guys. Coach, your lowest scoring half of the season. What do you do to get your offense to be more effective?
Well, we got to shoot the ball better.
How do you like the pace of the game?
Believe it or not, the pressure, we've not mishandled the ball, but we haven't made them pay for pressing us. We've got to make them pay for pressing us.
Thank you, Coach. Coach, things got a little hectic there at the end of the half. How do you get them back under control?
Well, Russ missed. You got to lay the ball in. You got to forget about the dunk. I mean, any 5'10" guy in the streets of New York can dunk, so you got to lay it up and put it in.
Louisville up by 7 over New Mexico, and there are a couple of players on these teams who are pretty familiar with each other. They're both featured in this book, Play Their Hearts Out. Now, Demetrius Walker for New Mexico was once ranked the #1 player in the country when he was in middle school, and he played against Peyton Siva. And I talked to Peyton and found out, you think he's emotional now? It's nothing compared to what he was. Coach Pitino, your team had a big lead and nearly got away from you. How did you hang on in this one?
Didn't block out on the foul line. That changed the whole swing.
Ross will bring you in now. You had a little bit of redemption, didn't you, after the missed dunk in the first half, huh?
Yeah. My legs gave out.
I like how I go to the hard question first. Well, tell me about this game, because it didn't come easily for you guys, especially when that lead started slipping away. What did you guys do?
Definitely just kept our composure. We got great leadership. Kyle, Peyton, they played throughout the whole game. Chris made some big shots. Gorgui and Shane battled, and the bench, I mean, we cheer for each other, we love each other, so it's great to come out here and get a win.
Got a nice stretch going now in the postseason. Does this team have a little momentum building?
Definitely, I hope so.
Coach, you told me in preparation for this game that you didn't want to focus too much on your opponent today, that you wanted to focus on yourselves, go out and play your game. How much were you able to do that?
How did that work for us? We didn't play, you know, obviously we didn't play as good offensively as we could.
How viable an option is Larry Anderson?
You know, that's not Larry Anderson. He's trying for his team. He's obviously limited.
What a game going on in Portland between VCU and Indiana, and VCU head coach Shaka Smart has no lack of motivational tactics to pull out of the bag. There is a fuse box in their locker room where each player has to go and flip their own individual switch. You've heard of guys flipping a switch when they go onto the floor, right? Well, they do it literally. And the goal on the top of that box, attack. We've seen a lot of attacking from both of these teams, haven't we, guys? I have to ask you about the flagrant foul. Was it the right call, and how did your team respond?
Well, I think our team responded just fine. I have to trust the referee's judgment on that.
His coach just said to him, I knew you had one in you. Did you know when you took that shot?
I mean, I always wanted the big shot. Victor made a play. It got to me. It was in my hands. I wanted to shoot it, and it went in.
Tell me about this game. What a battle for you guys. Nothing came easy. How did you get the win?
You know, you got to give it up to VCU. They played hard the whole game. They turned us over, pressured us. But, you know, we persevered. We have guys on our team who make big shots.
Well, congratulations. Coach Crean, have to bring you in here now.
Stay here, Will.
Will, don't go too far. Tell me about this game and the pace and the defensive pressure. It wasn't pretty in the end, but you got the win.
You know what? We tell our team, we pray before every game, and one of the biggest things is God gives us the tools and the courage, but it is our responsibility to do the work.
It is difficult to talk about VCU without talking about that amazing run they made to the Final Four last year, and Shaka Smart understands that, but he gave this card to his players, and this is what he wants them to have in their head. It's over, that run last year. year. Instead, he wants them to own today. In other words, this is your moment. You're a different team. Go out there and write your own story. And that's kind of the mindset he's wanted his guys to have as they embark on this NCAA tournament journey. Coach, how has the pace and defensive pressure in this game affected your team's decision making?
Well, I think it's affected more than anything our shot selection and our ability to make shots.
Do you need to get Garrett Stutz more involved in the second half?
That'd be nice. I'd love for him to be able to play, you know.
Thank you, Coach. VCU up by 10, and the last team to beat this Rams team was George Mason. I had a chance to talk to their head coach, Paul Hewitt, about facing this pressure and how you beat this team. He said you can't turn it over. You got to guard the three starting at the half-court line. And here's what's important right now for Wichita State. You have to hang in there because you're going to get hit early, and you have to have the confidence and composure to know you can come back. There is no lack of excitement when VCU is around. Coach, how did your team pull this one out?
Well, our guys hung in there. Wichita State's a great team. We knew they were going to make a run.
When the momentum swung their way and they closed the gap, took the lead, how did you guys get it back?
Resolve. Just hung in there. We had a great level of resolve. Never stopped believing. Our guys didn't get frustrated.
Bradford, you've been here before. You've tasted this, but what does it mean to taste it with a whole bunch of new guys around you now?
You know, this is a new year with new players.
Was your heart in your throat a little bit watching that last shot at the end for Wichita State?
Yeah, definitely. You know,
Coach gave you guys a card, said own today. How did you wind up owning tonight?
Just showing resolve. You know, they made a huge run in the second half. You know, they're playing with confidence, and we just battled, and, you know, we ended up winning. That's
Quit sweating on my microphone. Go enjoy this win. Coach, your team really able to get up and down the floor. How do you best use your speed against a really physical New Mexico State team?
Well, we want to use the speed. We want to wear them down. We want to get into their bench, and it's very important.
The VCU team may have gotten to go and get some rest, but head coach still here working hard. Coach, what have you seen? Give us a little scattering report on this game.
Well, it's a great game. You got two terrific teams, different styles. New Mexico State keeps battling and grinding to come back.
By the way, he's sitting here kind of doing a running commentary as this game's going on, what he sees, what you guys will need to do. What are going to be some keys if Indiana does advance for you guys?
Well, I think rebounding the basketball. They've scored on some second shots. They've got good size, really good athleticism.
I know you've been impressed with Cody Zeller. How do you stop him?
Oh, he's really good. I've never seen him up close and personal like this, and he's as good as advertised. So.